What is up guys, it's Ren Creates, and in today's video I'll be teaching you how to beat Gladius, Beast of the Night in Elden Ring Nightreign. Now I'm going to be using my footage of when I solo expeditioned him just yesterday. I'm going to teach you guys a boss guide breakdown to this boss, since Gladius is the first boss you're going to be facing, and he is going to be guarding 80% of the game's content, including the additional expeditions, along with 2 unlockable characters. Now going to the preparation, I was lucky enough to get both an Iron Jar Shard Talisman to boost my Ashes of War, and a Claw Talisman to enhance my jumping attacks. Since I'm wilder, I'm going to be doing a lot of jumping L1s, along with jumping attacks in general, and of course I'm going with 2 Wending Graces, and it's great to have Wilder for both his character skill, his ultimate, and of course his 6th sense to cheat death once, on top of the Elden Ring Nightreign update and solo expeditions, giving us 1 additional revive for all characters on each night boss, which is fantastic. I'm also going in with 2 Warming Stones and 2 Starlight Shards, and overall, the damage you're going to want to be dealing to Gladius, whether you're in solo or playing with your friends, is of course to be proccing status ailments. Now, he is weak to holy damage, so you can use that as well against him. However, I strongly suggest if you have a team with you to have all of these status ailments if you can, having weapons that have bleed, being able to inflict frostbite, poison, and if you can get Scarlet Rot. I know that the Antspurn Rapier and the Frozen Needle are great weapons to have to build up those status ailments really quickly, although if you get a weapon such as me having a Duelist Great Axe with a Poison Mist weapon art, those work good too, and so could Chilling Mist. I am power stancing 2 bleed weapons though, which is awesome. I was lucky enough to get Royal Knight's Resolve on my 4th Greatsword so I can do a bit of extra damage, but ultimately I'm going to be relying off of my poison and my bleed. So now we've gotten all that out of the way, let's actually break down Tricephalos, aka Gladius. I'd also like to add that it is possible to have a less likely to be targeted could be helpful when they break into 3. So starting off the boss fight, they're going to jump in. I actually got the Periodic Limp Blade passive that was right before this boss fight, which was nice for that extra damage, especially since I was personally soloing. Again, you don't have to. But the main way we're going to maneuver around Gladius is we want to stay towards his side or towards his back. This is because most of his attacks are going to be coming from the front anyways with bites and swings. And if you can get to his back, you could get in some nice damage and status ailment buildup, which I strongly suggest. Now Gladius usually will do a flam of all 3 heads biting 3 times and could possibly even do a head smash jump. You can actually just run back from these and then punish with a jumping attack or with an Ash of War. My jumping attacks, obviously, you'll see me doing a lot of them as Wilder, mostly because, again, I do get a bonus on my jumping attack thanks to the Claw Talisman. But most of his attacks are pretty simplistic actually. Outside of his bite, he has a 3 sword swing combo, a delayed sword smash, a fire breath, and a gravity bite grab. To be honest, the gravity bite grab is super easy to dodge. You just walk away from it. He'll do a little bit of a wind up and then he'll just do his grab up. You can just run away or just walk away and then punish with the jump. Or even if you're using projectiles, those work too. For his spin swipes, you can roll into them accordingly. They're not too difficult or delayed at all. You just have to watch for where the sword's coming from. Generally, he'll only do it twice. However, I say his 1 attack that might take a little bit of time to learn. It's going to be in phase 2 when he does down this smashing attack with his sword. It's a bit delayed, so it can be a bit difficult to notice at first. But essentially, you can roll it just in time. And the closer you are to him, the easier it is too. I'm not 1000% sure of this, but I don't think the chain will actually hurt you if you're really up close. In phase 2, he will do a attack where he'll smash his blade into the ground while it's on fire, and then wait about 2 seconds before bringing it up and bringing a massive fire explosion blast. I strongly suggest rolling away from it when it gets close to you, but you can roll into it and even be at the side of the explosions as well, which can come in handy. Now, what's really important is the stance breaking. I stance break him multiple times. Stance breaking is incredibly good. You're going to be wanting to do this to all the bosses if you haven't already to this point. You're going to be able to get in a ton of critical damage, and this could really be helpful if you have certain relic setups or certain setups on your passives that help give you nice boosts. So make sure you are going for knockdown critical attacks. Now in phase 2, he's going to split up. It is very important to note that even though this is designed for 3 players and that one beast is supposed to fight each of the Nightfarers, it is very possible that they will all jump on you at once. In this case, you are going to want to try to get them all into your peripheral vision, so keep them all on your camera and run away. And then you're going to have to wait for when they attack. There's a very high chance that they're all going to jump on you anyways, and they only really have 3 attacks when they're split up. They'll have their 3-bite combo, a brief fire breath, which you could just roll away from if you time it accordingly. I know it's going to be very difficult to do, especially after one attacks and they're in your vision. So you're going to have to try to move your camera around and anticipate rolling. It's also really helpful to listen, because you'll probably hear the other dogs get ready to bite or do a breath attack right before. And thankfully I have Wilder, so I can actually use my grappling hook to get away. Not everyone's going to have this luxury, but you might have a different character skill on another character you're using. Now, I strongly suggest when they're in this phase, that you go after and target one wolf. Keep targeting this one wolf and try to stance break him. Again, like we did before, strafe around to his back and his side and do a jumping attack, or do whatever your strongest attack is that's been working up to this point, and eventually you're going to get a guard break. I'm very lucky to have the glint blades in this fight. They were very helpful for dealing extra stance break damage and just damage in general. It was a very great support passive to have. And yeah, after that, that's really going to be the rest of the fight. They can split up again though. They can do this multiple times in phase 2, so be ready for that. I'm going to be saying this, towards the end I was choking up a lot, but the wending races I bought along the way from the merchant in Limveld and then the final merchant in the Ashen Place right before the boss fight were so valuable, and I'm very glad that From Software gave us an extra revive in solo expeditions. It helped a lot. Outside of that, I'm really just procting status ailments with the Great Axe. I'm jamming and flowing with the hits. I'm running to his side to avoid all of his bites and do my jumping attacks. That is the boss guide breakdown on Gladius Beast of the Night. I know this game is very different from any other Souls game. A lot of players are not used to the roguelite element where you have to give a little bit of your time to even get to the boss consistently before truly learning it. And since pretty much most of the bosses aren't even humanoid to begin with, that can become very alienating fast to learning their moves and how to dodge them in the telegraphs. So take your time with this one. Learn the boss, and most importantly, regardless of if you're doing solo or multiplayer, have fun, my fellow Nightfarers. I hope this video was very helpful. If it was, make sure to leave a like, subscribe for more Elden Ring Nightreign content, join the Discord server, link is in the description below. There I have a Nightreign section, so you guys can actually link up with my community of Nightfarers. You just have to let each other know what platform you're playing on. And as a finishing note, I'm very thankful for Elden Ring Nightreign. It might not be perfect, but it certainly was a fun experience, and it really put all of my Elden Ring knowledge to the test. So a massive thank you to From Software, and an even huger thank you to you guys for watching this video. So get out there, my fellow Nightfarers, defeat Gladius, and unlock all that sweet expedition and content that's locked behind him. Peace out. Oh my god! I'm out.
It's the 3 which are the big issue.
Please go into 3.
Good use of the grapple.
I know. Do it. Dodged. Come on. Ultimate. Knock him down, grappling hook over. R1. Talk to Tyler. This is the ticket. Boom! Solo Gladius. Heck yeah. Well, I can make a video on how to beat him now, can't I? Solo. Woo! Dr. Tyler, we did it. Holy shit. Soloed. Where's the achievement for that? Solo X.